Hello?
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 Hi, this is Fredrik from Amon Amarth.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
Alright, I guess. I know we don't have that much time, so how about we just get right into the questions?
Sure.
Alright, well, first of all, I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right or not. How do you spell or how do you say the album name? Surtur?
Yeah, Surtur.
Surtur?
Right?
Okay. I wasn't sure if I was saying it right. Well, Surtur Rising is just so different compared to Twilight of the Thunder God. I was so taken back by it when I heard the music compared to the last album. Um, what mentality did you guys have when you were writing the album? Did you want to record an album that was so different from the last one, or did it all just naturally come about that way?
Well, we wanted to record we wanted the album to be more aggressive and harder. We felt that Twilight of the Thunder God, maybe more so with the production, it was a little bit too nice almost per se. But I think when it comes to the actual songs, the way they come out, it's we didn't really have big plans on what to, the only thing we wanted was to think less about how we should do and just go let the songs basically become what they want, and we don't really care about if you're supposed to have a verse or a chorus or whatever. We just basically wanted them to flow, feel natural the way they're flowing. Um, Basically, more towards our old school way of writing songs. How we wouldn't care if there's a chorus in the song or not, and just go with whatever feels right. I think that was the main thing that we went into, and also I think when we were okay with that, we allowed ourselves to kind of elaborate a little bit more and throw in some different elements that we haven't really allowed before in the band. So that probably brought something new to the songs.
Did you mean to make it just sound so depressing? Just have that epic, almost mournful vibe to it?
No, that's actually something that we realized when we were done recording it. When we listened to it the first time, that it became a very dramatic album, I guess. But I mean, our intention was to make it more aggressive and harder. But I guess it also has to do with the fact with in the order the album, the songs comes in the album. Um, it's not at all the album, the order the songs came about when we wrote them. So we had a totally different feeling from the songs when we wrote them compared to how it sounded when the album was done, basically. So it's yeah, no, not at all. We just it just happened to be that way.
Well, when I was listening to it, like I said, it had that depressing atmosphere, which even you acknowledge. One thing that kind of struck me as a little odd, and I really wanted to ask you guys about it when I had the opportunity to interview you. War of the Gods is the single that was issued out for people to hear and check out to promote the album, and it seemed really like a faster, upbeat song in the vein of Twilight of the Thunder God. But yet, when you listen to everything else, except maybe one or two songs, it kind of sounds out of place. Do you guys feel that? I don't want to offend anybody here. Do you feel like it might have just been tacked on for the fans, or was that just a song that naturally happened and you wanted to include it on that one, even though it did kind of not really fit with the rest of the music you guys were playing?
Well, I don't necessarily agree. I think it fits with the rest of the music, and I think it fits its purpose as the first song on the album. I mean that's something we decided um, very late, the order of the songs, and that's something that came. We had no idea up until the last days of the mixing which songs would come where, like which would be the opening track and whatnot. So that's something that felt natural after we had way we want them to be, that you listen to the album. So the only natural song to be the first one to listen to would be the first song. That's the song we wanted everybody to hear first.
Right.
That's why it's also first on the album. And I think, I mean, the purpose of that song is that it's a good opener for the album. It's aggressive. It's melodic. It like basically brings you, if it would be a film or a book, it would take it straight to the action, like in the middle of a battlefield or whatever. It's basically draws the attention to the story, and it. I mean, no one wants to start reading a book when the first action happens halfway through. So it's I guess that's why we chose that song, and I still think it's one of the best songs on the album. So it's absolutely, and I mean, I've heard a few people saying that they think the new album is doomier than we've been before, but I don't know. I don't necessarily see that point. It's only 2 songs that are really heavy and slow, but we have 4 really fast songs, and we never had really that much fast songs before on an album. So it's a bit weird how people different people how they experience the album. Actually, it's interesting.
Well, for me, when I was listening to it, War of the Gods, it's not a bad song. I really love the song. I think it's great. I wasn't putting it down in any way. To me, it just felt
I
like...
didn't think that it wasn't. I was just trying to explain like what was the reason behind where we put it and why we put it there.
Okay, I just didn't want you thinking that I was bashing the song or anything. But
No, that's okay.
just the way the album flows to me, it just starts off the way you said. It's like a very dramatic, action-oriented kind of start to the album. And the way you explained it, it does make sense to me after you think about it and after hearing that. And with the rest of the album, I understand where some of the people are saying where it just feels like a very a doomier kind of album, because it feels like the flow of the album, it progresses from that action beginning and then gets a little darker, depressing, epic, as I was saying, and then it just kind of slowly becomes darker and grimmer and more epic and depressing. And then at the very end, it just really takes over everything. Even though there are heavier songs and faster ones on the album, it just seems to keep progressing throughout the entire thing towards that very somber and melancholic ending.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not really anything new. We've on Twilight, the last song was also the slowest song, and it was very dramatic ending. And I mean, it wouldn't fit anywhere else on the album actually. So it's one of those things that if it really, there was no other choice in how we created the album, basically. At least for us, that's how we think, at least. And that, I mean, if we had put the slower songs in earlier on in the album, it would be a different atmosphere maybe, and towards the end. But then I think it would feel more like a transport towards the end, and we didn't want that either. So it's I mean, it's a balance to get it to get the right atmosphere on the album, I guess.
Well, you did a good job of it.
Thanks.
I was